Hey, today I'll be talking about the 2024 Chinese drama The Double, starring Wu Zhiyan of Yanxi Palace. We start with a quite beautiful, dreamlike scene of a woman and a man running through the woods, and I knew immediately I had been watching harem dramas for too long because I was scandalized. A kiss? Out here in the open? Is that allowed? And it was indeed a dream, as our main character, who we find out is named XueLi, wakes up and finds herself in the arms of a stranger. She's screaming, these two women who came in are screaming, I'm screaming, what in the world is going on? XueLi seems to pass out and then wakes up to her husband, looking like he's ready to cut her into pieces. She says she was set up, but he doesn't seem to believe her. He raises his hatchet and cuts her free. Dude, if you were going to help me, then why go to such lengths to look like a serial killer? Unnecessary. It looks like they're on their way to freedom, but then he gives her something to drink and she passes out. Double fake out, he is going to kill her. Again, unnecessary. XueLi keeps saying she was set up, and it turns out that he knows this. Those two women that found her cheating were his mother and little sister. They set this up because they had to find a way for him to divorce her to satisfy a mysterious figure. He tells her that her father and brother have also been killed. The father framed for a crime he didn't commit, and the brother killed by bandits. With a tearful apology, he bashes her over the head and buries her alive. With that, he goes straight to the woman who must have been behind all of this, Wan Ning, the emperor's sister, the oldest princess. She is well pleased to hear that he has taken care of his little wife problem and they can now be married. She seems to delight in his despair, savoring each moment as he torments himself over what he's done. It seems he was telling the truth and that he had no choice but to do this, his hand forced by his family's actions as well. Wan Ning continues to toy with him, making him kneel and beg her to marry him. Is this just a straight up crush on her end? It can't be, right? This is insane. In any case, she sends him home to arrange the funeral and prepare for his life as her prince consort. Harrowing. And with that, we meet another new character, Duke Su, in the middle of solving some kind of corruption case involving smuggled salt. Years and years of these C-dramas and I have never come around on these zero-gravity scenes. They have never failed to make me cringe. So, the case. Someone is behind a big salt smuggling ring. They're stealing and selling salt illegally and using the profits for, who knows what. This hurts the royal government as salt taxes are a big source of revenue. Duke Su has been tasked with investigating, climbing his way up the ladder to find the mastermind behind it all. The man confesses to his supplier, drop-off points, times, so on. There's a failed assassination attempt and a comical exit, and then amazingly, the Duke manages to make an even goofier exit. Later, on the street, Duke Su sees the procession for XueLi's funeral, complete with crying husband. The story is that she ran off with her lover and then died in the mountains, but Su doesn't seem to buy the story for some reason. Also, what is in that box? Because it isn't XueLi. These two random girls are Jiang Li and her servant, Tong'er. They happen to stumble across an unconscious XueLi. Jiang Li is the daughter of a prime minister and really wants to help XueLi out. When XueLi is overcome with memories of her husband and wants to throw herself back in the water, Jiang Li tells her that she doesn't know exactly what she's been through, but she must keep fighting. They help with a fire and some food, promising to come back later that night with medicine. Now, I don't know where you two are coming from, but it's gotta be better than the actual woods. Take me with you! True to her word, Jiang Li does prepare some medicine and some more food, but is stopped by some kind of higher up. This place seems like a mix between a Catholic girls' school and a prison. So, a Catholic girls' school. When Jiang Li is caught trying to sneak out, she's brought to task in a scene straight out of a cult horror movie. Like, does this have to be as creepy as possible? We find out that this place is called Zhenyu Hall. This character, Zhen, has a lot of meanings like chaste, loyal, faithful, but all pretty much the same idea, clearly screaming that this is not the kind of place any young girl would be having a good time in. When Jiang Li refuses to explain why she was sneaking out, the headmistress has everyone take turns beating her until she passes out. Meanwhile, XueLi can't wait any longer and comes out of the woods. She does manage to find Zhenyu Hall and sneaks in just in time to catch Jiang Li on her way out, because she's dying. Jiang Li tells her about how she came to this place. When she was younger, she innocently gave her stepmother flowers one day. Jiang Li's mother was the first wife. She seems to have died, and this Madame Ji Shuran, took over her position after she died. Ignoring the flowers, her stepmother walked away and then promptly fell down the stairs, causing her to miscarry. She blamed Jiang Li for pushing her down the stairs, and no one would take the little girl's side. She was sent to this hellhole where she's lived for the past decade. She tells XueLi that at one dark point in her life, she also considered ending it all, and seeing her reminded her of her old self. She passes a hairpiece to XueLi that will confirm her identity, asking that she pass a message on to her family that she has done nothing but suffer for the last 10 years. She hates them and wishes them all the worst. Then she goes outside, hallucinates her dead mother, and dies. When the headmistress comes into the room to find Zhangli dead, she is freaking out. All the more so when she finds a stranger at the door. It's XueLi, pointing out that a dead official's daughter is not going to be good for her reputation, especially what with all the scars on her body. She offers her a way out of this mess, a stand-in, the double.
从今天开始，我就是江离。
After thinking it through, the headmistress decides to take her up on her offer. XueLi and Tong'er bury the real Zhangli, and I feel like this drama is really underestimating how difficult it is to dig pits this big by hand. XueLi asks Tong to follow her lead, promising to avenge Zhangli no matter what it takes. Okay, interesting premise. The whiplash I was getting from the first few minutes of, oh, sweet.
Oh, no.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm so interested in finding out more about what set all of this off. XueLi's husband seems to have kind of seen it coming. The way his mother was talking, it looks like she knew he wouldn't do this unless they first framed XueLi and forced his hand. And he was certainly devastated as he bashed her over the head. And Wanning, please tell me more. I love a fun villain and she looks like she's going to deliver. Finally, this man is dramatic as hell. For what? The outfit, the chair, the fan, what an entrance. You just know he spends hours practicing this in front of the mirror. As for our main plot, now technically, Zhangli and XueLi knew each other for a grand total of about half an hour. That said, this is probably the most emotionally vulnerable time in her life, and Zhangli not only saved her, but told her exactly what she needed to hear to be able to keep going. I can understand how she became so attached so quickly. Also, since XueLi has no money, identity, and nowhere to go, really, Prime Minister's daughter is as good a new life as you could hope for. Additionally, she'll be able to look into her own murder. I already can't wait to see everyone's reactions when they see her again. That said, and I hope I'm not being too mean here, but if I'm being generous, this little girl is 9, which makes Zhangli 19? As beautiful as Jin Yan is, I'm definitely not seeing her and thinking teenager. I think even in universe, XueLi is meant to be noticeably older than Zhangli.
姐姐，你别害怕。
I wonder if that will come up or if we just dismiss it as movie magic. Either way, I am seated and ready. My mind has already been so distorted by harem dramas that I was like, oh, only 40 episodes, this will be a breeze. Till next time, thanks for watching.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.